Hello and welcome back to FTB Sky Factory 2.5. My name is Twin Mines, and these trees are going to be the end of me. They keep growing massive, so this one I'm just going to leave for now, because I'm tired of chopping down trees anyway. There's a lot to do, and I took a quick look at the book, and found that my guidance is soon to be over. So what we've got is the chicken stick left. We have a monster spawner left, obsidian generation, and then comes the farming age. And from here on, there isn't as much a linear progression as a multitasking progression. So farming age, make a watering can, craft Minicio seeds, seems easy enough, but then it goes to craft an iron seed, craft a diamond seed. So it picks up the pace pretty quickly here. And then craft Zavicio armor. I know that to be quite the chore, so that's kind of the end of the line here. But then it starts over with an Age of Exploration, fly. Alright, simple enough, but not so simple. Plant a flower in 5 different biomes. So the stuff gets a little bit interesting from here. A bunch of traveling in this one. And then it goes to Age of Machines, which again kind of starts over progression. Craft and power a generator of some kind. So I've taken a look through some of these things that I want to start up, and I think I know where I want to go, but it kind of goes all over the place here, so going through the book is going to be much more tricky from here on out. But the first thing I want to do is the chicken stick, because that one has been taunting me. Now, as you remember, I got my bait and my chicken out there, and I did manage to go and dispatch the chickens. 2 reasons for that. First off, as you can see, I also have cow and sheep. Now, when I put down the cow bait, and I had the sheep and 2 chickens in there, it told me that the creatures were too scared and they would not come because there are too many other creatures around. So I dispatched with my 2 chickens and got my cow. So I have 2 chicken. So that will be an easy chicken stick, which can get done right now. Which is quite an amusing piece of work. Let's get... Oh, I have some cobble, never mind. Cobble, cobble, cobble. So the chicken stick works like a regular hammer, but also has a chance to do chicken sounds, and I believe it can also spawn a chicken, which is amusing. And as you notice, it has no durability. It is a permanent hammer. So that's a handy thing to have if I ever do need to hammer some stuff out manually. But I don't need it much more for now. Now the other thing I wanted to do, check off the chicken stick, is start off with the farming age. Make a watering can and make a mattock from Tinker's Construct. Now the mattock is very easy. All I had to do is come in here with my stencil table. And a mattock is an interesting tool that is a combination of a shovel and an axe. So I came in here, got my shovel head pattern and my axe head pattern. And I got those prepared to make a stone shovel head and a stone axe head. Now you'll remember before I may have mentioned that stone tends to be cut out from the tech tree. Now, I thought it was, so I didn't bother trying, because the book told me to do bone or flint. So, in this case, it looks like they were not cut out. They just probably aren't very useful. But I will make my mattock out of stone for now, which is right here. Stick, stone, and axe head makes a mattock. Now, this mattock, it is a multi-purpose tool. As you can see here, special ability is hoe. So it can hoe. It can also shovel dirt, and it can chop wood, but less effectively than an axe or a shovel alone. So I prefer the mattock because it is multi-purpose and keeps the inventory a little bit free. And as you can see, my farm is doing just fine here. It is just a right-click to harvest in this pack. Not all packs have that. Some of them you have to break and replant. So right-click to harvest is handy in this case. You can see I've done a little bit of manual farming here. I got some milk from the cow, although I don't know why. I didn't have an intended purpose for that at the moment. But I have plenty of food to work with, which has eased some of that burden of having to chop trees, so I can leave that guy there for a while. Now, the next thing that I wanted to do is check off the Mattock and make a watering can. So, assuming the watering can recipe is the same as usual, not that one, I want the empty one. Iron, a bowl, and some bone meal. So I have bone meal in here. You can see I also gathered and smelted down a bunch of metals, so I have quite a bit of metals to work with here now. It is 5 iron and a bone meal plus a bowl, which I believe is slabs. It is not. So let's go into NEI and do this thing. Okay. I have a bowl. 4, not 5. Watering can. Watering can is my friend. I have actually spent many hours just sitting there watering and harvesting crops. I don't know why. It's calming. Don't worry about it. So you take your empty watering can, right-click on some water to fill it, and then you right-click and hold, and it will randomly apply bone meal to crops in the area. So as you can see, all of my crops are kind of ticking upwards here, and it's a way to speed up food production and other growth that you might need. So that's handy. I'm sure I will do a lot of that later off camera. So watering can is done. Minicio seed. I looked into that one, and Minicio seed is the beginnings of magical crops, which requires Minicio essence. Now, if you go into Minicio essence, you can either make it from a block, which, we're not going to have access to, and the only other way that I can see is from the loot bag, the uncommon loot bag. As you can see, lots of different stuff can come from a loot bag, which is very nice. But ultimately what that means is I do need that monster spawner first before I can do the Minicio. So that one will be a little bit of a later time, because I don't have plans to do that quite yet. Minicio, sprinkler, iron seed, etc. So that's not happening anytime soon. Fly, all that stuff is also not happening. So I would like to go back to making my books that I was planning. Now, books normally require leather, but in this case, Tinkers adds a book recipe that does not require leather, so I can spare my poor cow. And that is made out of paper, aha, I misremembered. It is a string. There we go. So I do have a book. So I will go ahead and make another one of those. Now, one of the books that I wanted to make is the Lexica Botania. Botania is in this pack, and there is some interesting stuff to do in here, along with quite a lot of reading. I've done it all before, so I don't need to read that again here. Along with Botania comes a skyblock called Garden of Glass. So there are some things in this book that can be very handy for a skyblock situation. So I may be making use of some of those shortly. Now, the other book that I wanted to make, I believe, will require more patterns. So let's do that. And well, I am misclicking all over the place here. Let's make a bit of paper. And 3 books for now. And the thing that I want to make is a bookshelf. Now the other thing that I want to make requires another... Aha, I have nuggets. Perfect. So I need to make this, and I need to do this, and I need more sticks. That was a few too many sticks, but that is alright. I will always have use for them. Iron-capped wooden wand. Now, the iron-capped wooden wand is from Thaumcraft. So we plop down our bookshelf and right-click with the wand, and we get the Thaumnomicon. The Thaumnomicon is the wonderful beginnings of Thaumcraft. Let's see. Normally we need aura nodes. I have not seen any, and if I recall, they are typically down near the void on Skyblock maps, so that will probably hinder me for a while here. But this is Thaumcraft. And we'll cover plenty of what Thaumcraft is about at a later time when I'm ready to delve a little bit deeper into that. But I just wanted to have my book handy, because why not? The other thing that I would like to get is a bookcase. Let's see, I have slabs here. However, I used all of my wood again. I need to stop doing that. Slabs. And a bookcase. The reason for that, as you can plainly tell here, is I have a few too many books going on. So I want to put them somewhere useful. How about here for now? Because why not? All of these books can go in there. Now I have a handy dandy place to put my books. Hopefully I'll remember that they're there and not try to do it from memory. Alright. So, that is a good beginning for today's work. The location of these things is... craft an iron wand and use it on a bookcase to make a Thaumnomicon. I did that. And there's another one. Age of the Botanist. Craft a Lexica. Alright. So both of those have been started, and as you can see they're a couple pages apart. So I'll have to figure out how to navigate this book a little bit more efficiently now that everything's spread apart. But that's alright. The next thing that I think I will do is probably, I don't know, I should automate this, but I also kind of want to get started with that mob farm. I said I wasn't going to do it till later, but it is now later. So we all know roughly what a mob spawner looks like, depending on if you want them to drop to their doom or not. I think I will do partial doom drop. I'm not sure. I'll have to do some calculations on that, but it's going to be a pillar up with a thing on top for them to spawn in, and they will drop down and smash to pieces, or almost smash to pieces, so I can kill them myself. I don't know which way I'm going to go yet, but I will build that off camera here, I believe, or maybe I will attempt to speed that up a little bit on camera. We will see, and then I will return. That's for my own safety, in case I fall down. And we have immediate success. I'll take it. However, some of them are not dying. Why is that? Ah, angry zombies. Interesting. Well then. Oh god, we've got hats. I didn't realize we had hats. Alright then. Well, we have a successful spawner. To the point where I might cause myself loot problems very quickly here. But that's okay. I've got first loot bag. Let's see what's in here. I'm going to go away from the mob because that's loud. First loot bag is pumpkin pie. I'll take it. So, that is going to fill up very quickly. So I will need to figure out a solution to that. And apparently there's some loot falling out, so I might have to find a solution to that as well. But I will call that a success. Alright, I'll call it a partial success. We still have a few issues to take care of. First thing being loot and noise. I might put a buffer on that. And the second problem being everything's dying, including witches and angry zombies. And the witches are healing themselves quickly, so they will have to be taken care of. Don't know how yet. And one of the other problems, obviously, is going to be loot. It's not filling up quite yet, but it will. And these bags will need to be taken care of as well. I will probably automate them at some point. But let's find out. The common loot bag is potato, slime ball, name tag, and some wheat. Uncommon, soul sand, nice. Ooh, imp skin, helmet, and jerkin, plus some pumpkin pie. And, a conduit probe. Never was a fan of those things. but it will go into the collection of stuff. And I'm going to put on my imp skin. Because why not? Fire protection, blast protection, etc. So, witches. Curse you, witches. I will deal with them at a later time. But I think that will wrap up this episode here. I have made a dark room for spawning mobs. I am not going to count this as upgraded to kill monsters automatically because it's not entirely. It is, for the most part, due to the drop. But in this case, I'm going to count this as a proper mob killing machine, either through spikes or a machine or something, preferably with something that counts it as a player kill so I can get the rare loot from that. The Minicio seed and the Minicio farm, I will do those in a later episode because Minicio doesn't do me much good at the moment. But it doesn't seem like I've accomplished all that much, but it was a heck of a task building that monstrosity by hand. The builder's wands came in very handy. As you saw, I burned through quite a few of them, so... Ooh, flying witches. That's interesting. Definitely going to have to kill them at some point here. But I will call that the end of the episode and the beginning of many, many, many interesting things ahead. Take it easy.